Welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, here with another video. And I've kind of got a bit of a problem. Since moving to Region 164 here, there's a couple heroes I can't use. Namely, Robert, who I have enjoyed using for a while now, and Bianca, who I just picked up from the last Top Commander event in Region 6. I can't use them for the next 2 months. What this did is it really messed up my presets for my marches for my events. So I thought, why don't I go ahead and completely reset them? I'll do this on a video so you can see my process for how I set my preset commanders, and maybe you can learn something for how to use this system. First off, what is this system? It is a set of 15 presets split up into 3 sets of 5 that are color-coded. When you click on a particular preset, it will load those commanders, the amount of squads, as well as the type of squad that you want loaded for that particular instance. As you can see, when I just load up the troop menu, it wants to put Rigoro and Jaden together. That's never something I'm going to want to do, but because of their might, due to Jaden having my best leader armaments right now, and Rigoro having some of my best infantry armaments, it counts this as being the most might I can put on the field. And rightfully so, even if armaments don't work on the assistant. But I don't want this. So I want to be able to just come over here, click a button, and change the hero to the one I actually want to use so I can put them out on the field faster. I don't want to have to come in here, click the commanders, scroll for troops. I just want to click a button and get it out on the field. This is really helpful for filling up rallies quickly. So, what am I going to do? I already saved one here, so you can see how the button works. But how do you save some more? Well, my other infantry march that I typically use for general purpose is Tom Martin, especially when I'm stuck at this stage in the game. So I'm going to come in here, click save, and I'll come here. And it saves those 2 commanders as well as the squads. So that if I come to here, loads up my Rigoro Thunder March, 2 loads up my Tom Martin March. And if you don't have enough troops of that particular type, it won't automatically load something different. It'll just give you all of the troops that you can load of that particular type. So you don't have to worry about it taking an infantry march and putting riders or cars in it. So I digress. I have my first 2. I'm going to load this as if I'm running my Pompei team first, because that's the one that I like having loaded up front. I don't want to think about it too much. I want to be ready for whatever Pompei may throw at me. So I have my first 2 infantry marches. If I had Robert, I would have a 3rd infantry march here for setting rallies. But without Robert and only having a Dut and no solid rally commanders other than her, I'm not going to load another infantry march. I'm going to prepare to join other people's marches. So I need a good rider commander. I will set Catherine and let's go with Cynthia, so I'm not confused. It loads up the riders for me, and I will save that to March 3. And I want a good range team as well, and I don't really work on range commanders, so I'll load up a Lee Lewis. Make sure that it gets all ranged, because again, I'm only worried about putting this in rallies. I don't put ranged or riders on the field myself. So I will save that into here. So I've got my 2 infantry marches for defending buildings, my rider rally team, my ranged rally team, and if you've seen me play Pompei, you know what my last march is going to be. Jeremy, Alex, T1 cars, as many of them as I can put on the field. Reason being, engine travel speed 30%, engine travel speed 15%, and he has a lot of good talents that boost his travel speed. So I'm already up 73% in travel speed with Tier 1 cars, which are technically faster than Tier 1 riders. I don't have the fastest riders in the world. This gives me a march that I can use that outruns most anything. So I'll save that here. And voila, I have 5 teams. Now, how do I get the next 5? Well, my next 5 are going to be set up for Antpede. Antpede for me, since I don't have Robert Adut, I'm just going to go with Adut Tom. That will give me a solid infantry march that I can restrict to infantry and still do fairly well. So other options you can use are, say, Adut Lewis, if you have him skilled out properly. The range squad attack being out of the picture won't be too much of a hindrance for you, because you'll still get close to 100% bonuses or 84% bonuses from Adut. So, not a big deal. And you get Lewis's great skill damage. But I'm going to use Tom because I don't have Lewis's rage ability. And I will save that to my first slot of green. As you can see, another button has popped up. If I click this button, it will load up the next color on the wheel so that I can run with my Antpede marches. So, what are my next marches going to be? Since it's a 4-minute rally, and I do have a few people on my team that like to restrict marches, I personally run full set marches in troop types. So, my next one, I'm just going to put Rigoro Thunder, full infantry, and I'll save that to number 2. Since I have enough infantry, I'll also run a just doesn't really matter since I'm going to be running it with another rally, and I will save that to 3. I'm not concerned with increasing my own squad capacity. If you're trying to get a few more points out of your marches, out of Antpede, because you're not getting the max points or whatever, then you can go with commanders that increase your squad capacity in order to put them in other people's rallies. I personally don't need to. Now, I also need a march for anyone who is rider restricted. And I need a march for anyone who is range restricted. And there we go. No overlap of commanders. And there's my last set. Now, let's load up some commanders for killing zombies. Now, I haven't put a lot of effort into building up actual zombie commanders. Reason being is because most of my commanders that I want leveled are already leveled. I don't need additional help leveling them, and killing zombies is easy enough for me now that I don't need additional damage to do it. So if you're still early on in the game, then you want to make sure you pick commanders that have the... Here, I'll just go ahead and show you. You want to pick commanders that have the zombie hunter tree and are spec'd for it, so that you can get the additional resources, so that you can save on stamina, and so that you can get the additional experience. So options for you would be, you could lead with Lee and follow up with Lewis. And I'll run this as if I'm being serious about it, since I want him to have mostly ranged. I will save that one. Then I'll come down here to Martin. Run him with, say, anyone that I want to level up. Full infantry. Save that here. Same thing with Russell. Someone I want to level up. Here. Last two being, where is she? Peggy. No, I think Park is my last zombie commander. And say I throw Alex with her. Save here. And Park and Freya. So I have one primarily ranged, one primarily rider, 3 infantry marches, all saved and ready to go. If you remember, 1 is for my Pompei team. Gray is for my Pompei, green is for my Antpede, and blue is for my zombies. And you can go in here and see that all of these are saved properly. It honestly makes things so much faster, so much easier. If I'm going to go kill radar enemies, I'll pop over here. And in an easy amount of clicks, as long as I'm not misclicking, I've got all 5 marches on the field and congregated to a single point. Ready to go kill zombies or go kill radar enemies or whatever. If I need to, say, join this rally really quickly, I see he's got a rider team. Nope. Gotta wait for him to come back. I see that he's got a rider team. I'm gonna come in here. There's my rider rally join, and I'm in. It saves you so much clicking. It saves you a lot of stress when you're trying to get these marches on the field quickly, and can make playing certain events a lot easier to work with. Now, you don't have to save the same marches that I do. You don't have to have the same setups that I do, like Pompei, Antpede, and zombies. You can set one up for Island Raid. You can set one up for, hey, if I'm going to fight out in the field a lot, here's the 5 marches I want on the field. You can do whatever you want to with them. But I would definitely make sure that you set up all 15 of them and update them regularly. That way you're not bringing mismatched commanders onto the field. If you say, like when I get Robert back, I'm going to change all these up again. That kind of thing. But before I continue talking your all's ear off, thank you for listening. And with that, this is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.